I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark. How's it going, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. And today I am very excited for this review. Today we are talking about The Disaster Artist. The Disaster Artist, based on the book written by Greg Sestero, is directed by James Franco and stars him and his brother Dave Franco in this biopic film depicting the story of the infamous cult classic, The Room. James Franco plays Tommy Wiseau, and Dave Franco plays Greg Sestero in this dramedy, revealing how one dream eventually evolved into one of the most disastrous films enjoyed by so many people. Now, I'm sure all of us know about the infamous cult classic, The Room, but if you don't somehow, let me enlighten you.
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
Regarded as the best worst film ever made in history, The Room has some of the worst acting you will ever see, absolutely no focus on a story, and Tommy Wiseau.
That's me.
It's one of those films that you can call so bad that it's amazing. Obviously, from a filmmaking standpoint, this movie gets a strong 1 out of 10, but in terms of giving me entertainment, 10 out of 10. It isn't one of those films like Son of the Mask where I can't stand it at all. And whenever I get the opportunity to watch it, I will gladly do it. I would love to talk about it on this channel soon and maybe do a reaction rewatch of it. But first, today I wanted to talk about this movie. Now, at first, I had no idea that this was an actual film, and I had seen many posts on Instagram of Franco reenacting the famous Oh Hi Mark scenes, but I always thought that it was some kind of SNL skit. I've seen a lot of positive reviews for this movie beforehand, and I really wanted to check it out for myself, considering that I've had a lot of bad movies to review lately. And seeing that it was also based on The Room out of all films, you know I had to check it out. And what did I think about The Disaster Artist? I loved it. Ha 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 ha. I have to start by saying that the cast was spot on in terms of physical appearances and overall feel. Dave Franco, Josh Hutcherson, Seth Rogen, you name it, but none of them compare to that of James Franco as Tommy Wiseau. From the very first moment that we see him on screen acting as eccentric as he is, I immediately got chills seeing him do that, and I instantly said to myself, yes, that is Tommy Wiseau, and it's not just an actor playing him. Through his accent and mannerisms, you can definitely tell that Franco had passion put into capturing the essence of Wiseau. Even when it came to scene comparisons of the original movie and Franco's reenactments, it's so spot on with the angles, acting, and delivery that you can't help but appreciate the movie that you got. And as we all may know, Tommy Wiseau is one of the strangest people in Hollywood. Not just in the movie, but even in interviews, he never reveals where he's actually from, despite him saying New Orleans. We never understand why he's so rich before The Room, his age, and so much more. There have even been moments where Tommy Wiseau has come out with such information, but it's still unverified to this day, and Greg Sestero himself has even stated that some of the information told isn't even true. There's times when I wonder if Wiseau is even from Earth, he's that mysterious. But despite Tommy being a complete whack job, I think Franco did a very good job in humanizing him for this movie. He had Tommy become a motivational speaker to Greg and his crew during early stages of production, sending the message that one should strive to chase their dreams no matter what people think of you. Obviously, there's a lot of moments in this movie where Wiseau is acting like a complete dickhead to his whole team, but you can't help but feel sorry for him considering that he has such a passion for the industry and he has to balance out this movie with his friendship with Greg. You even get to see Wiseau get beaten down by various producers throughout the movie, telling him that he'll never make it in the industry, which I think was well done in this film. You can rarely tell if Tommy Wiseau is giving it his all or if he's actually just that insane. He might be a little insane.
Anyway, how is your sex life?
With the reputation that The Room has, you would probably be thinking that The Disaster Artist is a film where it's just going to be a parody throughout the whole film and that it's going to be poking fun at Tommy Wiseau for his failures. Considering James Franco has become famous for his stoner-like humor, you'd think that all the evidence would support your assumptions. But actually, it's the complete opposite. In fact, it's more inspirational than you think, and it makes me want to praise Tommy Wiseau more for the movie that we got in 2003. Of course, there were many moments when I laughed at the movie and its comedy, mainly when it recreated the scenes from The Room. It was hilarious watching them recreate the famous "Oh Hi Mark" scene over and over for over 60 takes and seeing Tommy's iconic delivery. Obviously, it was dragged out for the sake of comedy of the movie, and Tommy Wiseau himself has actually stated that the scene actually only took 4 to 5 takes. I also love that they addressed the first sex scene with Tommy aiming too high on Lisa and having a desire to show his ass to the camera. Definitely some of the highlights of the film's comedy. But apart from some of those comedic moments in the movie, there were a lot of moments where I really felt emotional for Tommy and his struggles in Hollywood. The beginning has him meeting his friend Greg, who plays Mark in The Room, and Greg aspires to become an actor and seek the help of Tommy. As someone with no hesitation, Wiseau convinces Greg to move with him to Los Angeles so they can start their dream of becoming actors in Hollywood. We also learn that Tommy is the way he is because of a car accident, and that was the moment when he figured out that he only has one opportunity to live his life and chase his dreams. Of course, with Hollywood, you get the biggest struggle of actually landing an opportunity to find work. So Greg and Tommy eventually decide to YOLO the moment, and they create the famous cult classic, The Room. As a passionate director, producer, writer, everything else, Tommy only likes to use fake sets, take over people's jobs, give himself a private bathroom, you name it. This guy's here to live in the Hollywood dream. Of course, with any biopic film, you're bound to get some things altered just for the sake of the movie. One of them I mentioned earlier being how the "Oh Hi Mark" scene took over 60 takes. Honestly, I couldn't imagine being stuck at a studio filming one simple scene for over 60 takes. At that point, I'd just end up quitting the job. And considering Tommy's personality, it isn't really much of a stretch to see it actually become reality and see the whole crew go psycho. It's quite a shame, though, to know that the premiere of the movie was changed to have audiences cheering for Tommy and The Room. In a world today where we love to laugh at the stupidest things imaginable, it's not much of a stretch to say that I could see a whole theater erupting in applause after viewing The Room. I've seen lots of people recreate movies like Rise of Skywalker, and I'm not afraid to say that I'd actually enjoy it a lot more if it were all a meme. Apparently at the real premiere, most people acted the complete opposite, and there were walkouts during the first 5 minutes of the film. I really would have loved to see that unfold in real life. I mean, what do you guys think of that whole idea? How do you think you would act if you were in that movie theater in 2003 viewing The Room for the first time? For me, I would definitely be laughing my ass off, and I would stand up for Tommy and give him a big round of applause. I think the one change that I think should have stayed true to the actual story is Tommy rotating his crew multiple times. In the film, Tommy ends up firing a couple of his crew members due to their own loyalty. But in real life, Tommy Wiseau stated that he went through 4 production crews. He didn't just fire a couple of people, he rotated the entire crew 4 times. I really can't put my finger on why they decided to change this aspect of the story. Considering that Tommy Wiseau is already very eccentric to begin with, you would think that it would make more sense to keep it true to the actual story of Tommy changing his crew 4 times. It just seems more accurate for his character. Overall, though, I enjoyed this movie a lot more than I thought I would. Revealing the true story of how an infamous cult classic initially seen as a way to poke fun at a man has seemed to turn him into a more beloved figure than he ever was. James Franco has turned the story into a passion project honoring a man that could entertain us in ways that he never expected. With some fantastic performances from the cast, inspirational aspects, and laugh-out-loud humor, The Disaster Artist is a film that I would highly recommend for everyone. Even for audiences that haven't watched The Room before, I think you're going to find something very redeeming in this story and its messages. But you should watch The Room first.
Hi, babe.
I'll always have a special place for movies that end with the message saying to follow your dreams and not give up, no matter what people say. If I were to give any negatives to this film, it would be for changing certain aspects of the story and not giving more time to develop the rest of the cast. It was a little odd to see with such a star-studded cast. A great film to cater to die-hard Room fans as well as give a great message for the rest of the audiences. I'm gonna go ahead and give Disaster Artist 8 out of 10 footballs.
I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
You are tearing me apart, Lisa! But what did you guys think of Disaster Artist? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you not care to watch it? I'd love to know in the comments below. And if you made it this far in the video, I'd appreciate it if you'd leave a like on this video and support me on the channel by subscribing. Also, I'd love to know if you guys would want to see me react to The Room again. I mean, I've already seen it before, but like I said, I'd happily rewatch it again. But anyways, thank you guys for joining me in this review. And until the next one, you guys, I'll see you later.